Hello everyone. Good evening. Are you guys able to hear me?
Yes, yes.
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 Yes, sir. Good. How long it takes to start?
Hello everyone. Good evening. Sorry, I got dropped off at the time. Okay. So I'm going to share my screen. Let me know once you guys are able to see. Okay. Are you guys able to see my screen? Okay, fine. Fine. So yesterday we were learning about the table tag, and in that we have seen how to add border as well as how to align that table and how to align the table data item. Okay. And we have seen like vertically also we can align the table data item or table header item. Okay. Now we are going to continue with that table tag only. And here we will see how we can merge two columns if you want. Okay. So that we will see today. So for that, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to copy this table, or here only I'm going to explain. Let's see, here we have the player name and scored runs. Two different columns are there of same row. Okay. So what if you want to merge these two columns as a single column? Then we have one attribute called call span. Okay. Call span. So I'm going to remove the first one. And here, if I'll save, as you can see, scored runs is here and phased balls is here. But I want this scored runs as a like two column. It should occupy two column space, and this phased ball should come at the end. So what we can do, simply here we have one attribute called call span. Okay, call span. And here you have to mention the number of columns, how many columns you want to merge. So if you will say simply one, there is no difference actually. So this is a single column. So it should occupy a two column space. Okay. Then you have to mention call span 2. So as you can see now, it is occupying, this column is occupying two column space. So likewise, you can use call span in case if you want to merge two or more number of columns. So now I'm going to remove this one also. But before that, what if you want this one, this scored runs column to take the three column space? Then so here simply I'm going to pass call span value as 3. So here it is taking three column space, but now it is going outside. Okay. So for that reason here, I'm going to remove this one. And here we have just one column. Okay. And which is taking actually the three column space. And we are able to merge that successfully, that you can see. So here we can use call span whenever you want to merge columns. Next attribute we have, that is row span. Okay. Let's say here we have this one. this cell and this cell. So this is a different row and this one is another row. Okay. And you want to merge any cell vertically, then means two different rows. If you want to merge, then we have what? We have, now I'm going to show you. So here we have, yeah. So we have here that I'm going to show you. Let's see, two different columns. Okay. Sorry, 1 second. Here we have two different rows and two cells I want to merge. So what we can do simply here, I'm going to use row span. Okay. 2. Simply I'm writing row span 2. Let's see what will happen. So I'm able to merge this like here, two different rows. Okay. So guys, could you please turn off your mic, everyone? Okay. So here, this item 1 that you can see, it is shifting right side. So I'm going to remove now this one. And now if you will see how it is. So it is taking here two cells space vertically that you can see. So we are able to merge two different rows by using this row span attribute. So for columns, you can use col span. For rows, you can use row span. Okay. Next thing here, we have another tag we are going to learn. So for now, I will comment this one. Okay. Now I'm going to show you. What if you want to group the table header, okay, table body and table footer? So in case here we have one table, okay. In that table, we have, let's say 10 rows, okay. Inside each and every row, we have table data cell and 3 table data cells I'm going to place. And here I'm writing simply item dollar. So this is actually emit extension, which is going to create one table automatically. That you can see here, we have this table, but it is not like a normal table. Okay. So if you want to make that one, we do not have any borders around the cell. So what we have to do, we have to use border attribute. So here we have a normal table. Now, if I want to give some space between cells, what attribute we have to use here? We have to use here cells. What is that?
Cell spacing.
Cell spacing. And the margin we have to pass here, let's say 10 pixels. So here we have 10 pixels margin. So what if I want to give some space between like the cell border and item? Then
Cell
we,
padding.
yeah, cell padding we have to use here. Cell padding is equal to, I'm going to give here for now 20 pixels. So here we have table. As you can see, here we do not have any header for this table. So what we have to do, we have to make the first row as a table head. Okay. Here, table head, we have to make this one. TH tag. Yesterday we have learned about this. So as you can see here, we have headings now. And I'm going to change this one as heading 1. Okay. So here we have heading that you can see, and it is appearing in the bold font. Okay. So likewise, sometimes if you have very long table, okay, and at the bottom also, just for reference, okay, just for reference, same thing you can place over there. So even though if you are at the bottom, you will be able to identify, okay, this is the heading 1, and this one is heading 2, and this one is heading 3. So this is the one use case. Then you can use the table footer kind of thing here. At the footer also we have heading. Another thing here, we can have like serial number, particulars, or you can say number of items. And here we have price. And total count will be here at the end. Okay. Total number of items here that you can place at the footer of the table. Now we have this table just for the screen readers. Okay. We are going to group this in 3 different sections. So for that, we have 3 new tags in HTML5 to group those 3 sections, means header, then body from here to here, and last part is for the footer. So we will see what tags are there which we can use here. So first one here we have, the top will be T head. Okay. So here we have T head tag. So we have to place this first row in between T head tag. Okay. So this is our table header. Okay. And the first row is inside T head. If I will save, visually you won't be able to see anything because this is for the screen readers. So screen readers will be able to identify that, okay, the header of this table is starting from here, and what are the contents contents are in the table head. Now the second part here, as you can see, we have here these items. I'm going to cut this one and we'll place this one in between T body, because this is the body, the main content of the table. So we have placed here inside T body, and the last row will place inside T footer tag. Okay, T foot tag, and here we have this one. So as you can see, once if you will check here this table, okay, so here we have table, inside that we have 3 sections. Okay, first T head, then T body from here to here, and then T footer. Now if you will save, visually you are not able to see any changes in the table, but for the screen readers, we supposed to use these 3 tags. Okay. Now, the next thing here we have, let's say if you want to change the color of the header, background color. So we have one attribute called BG color, but that is also deprecated. But still, in this browser, it is supported. That's why I'm showing you BG color. Here, simply I'm going to write any color name. BG color is equal to any color name. And this is in red color. It means this one is deprecated attribute, but still it will work. So let's say here I'm going to write the background color. BG color is nothing but background color for this table heading cell. So we'll put here, let's say purple. Okay. If we'll save, so the background color, as you can see here, is purple. We can place another color also. We have coral color. So 140 colors are actually defined with the name in CSS. Those color names you can pass here. We'll learn more about colors in CSS. Just I'm showing you here that how we can use the BG color attribute. Okay. So you can see here we are able to apply this one. So any color name which is defined in the CSS we can use here. So first way is directly you can pass the color name, and another thing here we can use instead of that color name, because we have just 140 defined color name. So instead of that we can go with the hexadecimal color code. So just you have to add one prefix as a pound sign, or you can say hash sign, and then 6 digits number you have to pass. First two will be for the raid. Let's say if I'm writing FF, we'll explain you what exactly it is when we learn the color module in CSS. Don't worry about this. 00 for green and 00 for blue means the background color will be red for this cell. So we can use either the color name directly, or we can pass the hexadecimal code. So we are targeting here individual cell and we are applying this BG color, but you can go and you can target directly that table row also. Okay, so table row here we have BG color. I'm going to apply here. Let's say I'm writing here lime color. So we are not able to see the lime color for this cell and this cell because we have already applied here. Let's say if I'm going to remove this one, so you will be able to see this one also in lime color. Okay, so the priority is more that you can see here when we are applying to the individual cell. Okay, so that's why you are not able to see in the lime color. Another one here I'm going to show you. Instead of applying to the directly cell or directly to the row, we can apply that background color, BG color, to the table tag as well. Okay, and here I'm going to pass any hexadecimal number. Let's say FC2439. See how it is. The background color for entire table we are able to change by using the BG color attribute. And we have seen that BG color we can use with the table tag just to apply the background of the table. We can use that same attribute for the row, and we can use that attribute with the any table heading cell or table data cell as well. We can use that. Okay, so now you are able to see like how BG color attribute is working with the table tag. Okay, now next thing here we will see about scope. Okay, a scope attribute. So what is the use of a scope attribute? Again, we'll see that. So again, I'm going to comment each and everything here. Okay, here we'll learn about scope attribute. Okay, so how actually it is going to work and what is the use of this scope attribute? We'll see that. So first I'm going to create a table with just 3 rows. Okay, and inside every row I'm going to create table data, list 4. So here we have one table. Just I'm going to apply border. Here we have cell spacing and cell padding. Again, we are going to use Okay, cell spacing 20 pixels, and cell padding again I'm using 20 pixels. So here we have this table. Okay, cell spacing I'm going to keep 10 only. Okay, fine. Here we have this table, and we'll add one more row. Okay, heading dollar means automatically it will take the number. 4 headings are there on top of it that we can see. Okay, so here we have heading on the top. Now what is the use of scope attribute that we have to see? Okay, so scope attribute always we supposed to use with the table heading tag only, means th tag only. And I'll show you visually, you won't be able to see any difference here in the appearance, okay, of the table, but I will show you why exactly we are going to use. So let's say here we have heading 1, okay, and this is available in the first row. But if you'll see column, okay, this column, so here this heading 1 is for the column because this is the top heading. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to write a scope attribute, and we have 4 possible values that you can see. So when this table heading is representing a column heading, means it is saying, hey, I'm the header of this column. So then you have to pass, like you have to mention that scope is call for this table heading. Okay, visually you are not able to see anything. So same thing you need to apply here as well. Here also, here also. Okay, so we are able to see that scope column means this table heading is saying, hey, I'm the header of this column. Another table heading is saying again, I'm the heading of the or main title of the this column. Okay, now once if you will use a screen readers, a screen reader is going to tell you that, hey, heading 1 is the column header. Okay, this one is the column header, first column header, second column header, like that. This is the first case we have seen how to use the scope attribute, and the first possible value I have shown you here. Next thing, I'm going to copy again this table, and as you can see, if I'll save, we have here another table. Okay, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the heading. So instead of here heading like heading 1, 2, 3, 4, I will keep this one heading vertically. Okay, so what we have to do, we have to keep this one here. Now we'll place this one here, heading 2, heading 3. Okay, or we can remove it from here now. So if you will see here, we have heading 1, and here we have heading 2 and heading 3. But now this heading is representing that row, not the column. Okay, because we have placed this header here in the row. So in this case, for this header, what we have to do? We have to mention here row, because this header is representing the entire row, not column. Okay, so here also I'm going to pass value as row, and here also will pass value as row. Okay, is that clear, everyone?
Yes.
Okay. So still some people are asking to increase the font size. Okay, I will increase. Okay, so now we are done with the two possible values of the scope. Another table also I'm going to create, but before that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just make a copy of this one. So here we have these two tables. I'm going to comment all those one by one. We will see. Here we have just one table, and we can see we have placed here heading vertically in rows, not in columns. Okay, so what we will do is we have to merge this heading here. So I'm going to remove this one. I'm going to remove this one as well. Okay, we have seen just now what if you want to merge any rows, we have rows span. Okay, and how many rows spaces it should take? 3. So we'll save here. So this heading is for all these 3 rows. Okay, and in that case, this single heading is representing all the rows. So in that case, the scope value we can pass here row group. Okay, row group. So a screen reader will be also able to understand like what exactly it is, and it will speak out for the differently able person that okay, this is a single heading for these many rows. So that's why here we are using call group. Okay, now here we have 4 different columns. So again, I'm going to merge all those table headings. So if I want to merge this one as a column, means all these 4 columns, what attribute we have to use? Excuse me, call span. And how many columns are there? 4. So it is going to take 4 column space. So here we have a single column for all those 4 different columns here, single heading. Okay, so here in this case we can pass a scope value as call group. Okay, visually we are not able to see any changes. Is that clear, everyone?
I have a question.
Yeah, please ask.
But what I'm doing right now, it's showing totally different. Instead of if I am doing like call span, so it's cover the 3 rows, but after that, it also shifting the other 3 columns to the right hand side. I can show you right now if you want. I can share my screen.
Okay, share that.
Okay.
uh, 1 second. You won't be able to, I think.
Yes, I can now. Host disable participant sharing.
Okay, for now I'm making you as a co-host. Just share that, no?
Okay. Can you see? So I just put the span for this column and other 3 just
Yes,
goes right.
yes. What is happening, you know?
I don't know.
Because
That's why I'm asking.
yeah, see what I was doing. See, you have 4
Okay.
headings, no? You have 4 headings, no?
Yeah.
So the one heading should occupy the 4 heading spaces. So you need to remove rest of them from there. Okay.
This one.
Yes. Now it will work, but you have to mention call span 4, not 3, because it is taking right now 3 column space only. So you need to mention over there 4. Then it will work.
Okay.
Is that clear?
Yes, clear. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah.
I will stop it here. Okay.
Yeah, please. Any other question, guys? Till here? No?
No.
Okay, fine. So we are not yet done with the table tag. We have 2 more tags to learn in table tag that we will see. Okay. So I'm going to comment this one. I'm not removing any code snippet. So just you can see the examples. So that's why I'm taking every time a new table. Okay. For your reference only. So at least you will be able to see like what attribute value I'm changing here. So you can understand. Okay. So now here we are going to learn about 2 new tags. And what is that? We will learn about call group and call tags. Just now we have seen, if you will see, call group and call row and row group, 4 attribute values we have seen, and those values are for the scope attribute. But now we are going to learn call group tag itself and call tag itself. Okay. So here we will create one new table. Inside that table, I'm going to take again some rows. Let's say here we have three rows. Inside every row, I'm going to take table data cell. Okay. Simply I'm taking here item dollar and 4 items I'm going to take. Here we have this table. Again, we can copy the same. Okay. Now we know what exactly we are doing with the border attribute, cell spacing, and cell padding. That's why I simply copy and pasted here. Okay. So we have one table here. Now, without using CSS, okay, without using CSS, if you have to group these columns, we were able to like change the background color. If you want to change the background color here, let's say we have to use what attribute? BG color attribute. And here we were able to do that. We are able to change the background color for the row. What if I'll ask you to change the background color of the columns? Then what you will do without using CSS? Let's say here we have these many cells vertically. So individually we can target, as you can see, each and every row, and we can make that row whatever color we want to apply. That is possible, fine. But if I'm asking vertically, we have to change. So one way is that we have to target each and every table data cell of the first column, and we have to make that color. So that I'm going to show you for one time. So you will be able to understand. Here I'm going to make this one as green. Okay. And same thing I'm going to do here. Green. Here also green. Okay. And last one I have not pasted here. So now we are able to see that we have changed the background color of the first column. But what we did in our case here right now, we have just 5 cells in one column. So this is also difficult actually, but we are able to do this one somehow. What if you have like thousands of like rows and vertically you want to just change the color? In that case, this is like very difficult way to do that. So instead of this, what I'm going to do is, okay, instead of this, what I'm going to do, simply immediately after the table tag, I'm going to use call group tag. So just I'm opening and closing this one, call group tag, that you can see here, call group. And in between that, this bg color also I'm going to remove because we have seen already that one in above example. I'm going to remove each and everything. So first, inside call group, you have to mention as many columns you have in your table. Those many call tags you have to take. What? Call tags. And this is empty, or you can say the self-closing tag. There is no closing tag for the call. Like here we have call open tag and close tag. So call is a self-closing tag. So instead of writing multiple time here, what I'm going to do, how many columns are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. So simply we can create no like this. Here we have 4 columns. Now for this column, I'm going to apply here bg color attribute, and we'll see what will happen if I'm applying that to, let's say, red. Okay, so now as you can see, if I'm applying the bg color attribute directly to the call tag, so first column, you can see the background color of the first column is red. We can target another one also. Bg color is equal to green. Fine. Again, bg color is equal to blue. Okay. Last column here we can write here bg color is equal to coral, or we can take here tomato. So we are able to do that. Okay, fine. What if we have to change all those, like here we have 4 columns, no? First 2 columns should be in red color and last 2 columns should be in green color. So first 2 red means here we can write red. Sorry guys, I actually dropped off. Excuse me. So where I was when I dropped off, anyone can tell me?
First 2 rows, I think you asked to change. First.
Okay. So first 2 rows you can see here, we have now in red color and last 2 in green color. Let's say if we have like 10 columns, okay, and we want to change first 5 column in red color and last 5 column in green color, background color. So again, you have to create like 10 different call tags, and then you have to mention for the first 5 one as we have done here for the 2 columns. So this is again a difficult task. So if I'm simply saying the first one is red and last one is green, okay. So the first column, you can see we are able to change here if I'm using the call tag, and the second column in green. So what we can do, we have another attribute here, that is nothing but span. So a span attribute you can use. If you remember, just now we have seen the call span and row span. Okay, where is that? Here we have row span and call span. Here we have. So as we are using here call tag, and that is working for the columns only. So span means it is going to span up to like as many column I will mention. If I'll mention 1, there is no change. If I'll mention 2, it is occupying 2 column spaces. And now we are able to change here 2 columns background color. If I'll mention here call 3, we are able to change here first 3 columns in red color. What if I'm going to pass here 4? All first 4 columns are in red color background. So that we can use here. So what I'm going to do in our case, first 2 column will be in red color, and for this one also I'm going to use span. Last 2 column will be in green color. So you can use here the call group and call tag like this if you want to change something like vertically. Okay. Do you have any question? Anyone? No?
What if we want to give alternate colors?
Alternate colors again means you have to go with that method only. Means
Hard
here
code.
we, yeah, hard code. It means by using this call group and call tag, because we are not learning CSS. No, once we will
Okay.
move to the CSS, then there we have like many possibilities.
Okay.
We
Thank you.
can do anything. Yeah.
Is it possible to fix a width of the one cell space?
We can, but again for that
Like
we have to use, yeah, so for that also we have to use that what we say, CSS property.
yes, like
Yes,
what we are doing right now, it's a, I can see
like
it's
pure
something,
HTML. Pure
yeah, we can
HTML we are
use,
not.
yeah, we
So
can use
any
it as a type.
customization, any decoration, whatever you want to do with the table, no, that we can do with the CSS.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Now, what if you want to make a nested table? Is that possible? That we will see the last topic for the table. Okay. Nested tables. So we are going to see how to create a nested tables, means table inside table. So table, here we have tr. In this case, I'm just going to take just 2 rows. Okay. And I'm going to take here 4 table data cells. I'm going to use border. We'll use cell spacing. Okay, here we have this table. What if in first cell, I want to append again another table, first cell of the first row. So first row here we have, and first cell of that first row here we can see. So simply what you have to do, Here again, you have to create the table. Okay. Inside this table, you have to create, let's say I'm going to create 2 rows. In every row, I'm going to take data $2. Okay. If I'll save, we have here the data and even this item 1. I will remove this one. Now here we have a table, but again, we do not have any border for that one. So what we can do, we can place here border attribute. Okay. Now that you can see here, we have one table. Again, the same cell spacing, cell padding, whatever you want, you can place here. See here. So it means we can add like nested tables also in any data cell. N number of tables we can use, but in real time, where we will use this in real time, excuse me, if you are creating any email template, no, at that time you have to use this table tag, because see, to make any email template responsive, we can use media queries. Okay, we can use media queries, but that media queries is not supported in the Outlook engine, because Outlook engine uh, is having the same engine as we have in the Microsoft Word. Okay, so that engine will not able to render that media queries. What actually it is doing here in our browser, that it won't be able to do there. So in that case, just to make that table responsive, you have to use like nested tables. If you want to create like this vertical image or something inside that, again, you have 2 more columns. You want to change layout as per the screens, then you have to use this table tag. Okay, for the email templates. Span attribute is used for text or change text color. Cell padding, different values for right, left, top, bottom. So those values we can use by using the CSS properties, margin or padding. Okay, Moli Krishna. If you want different padding and margin, we can use. Even why I'm explaining here cell spacing and cell padding, because this attribute is available, but this is also deprecated if you will check the specs. Is it possible to add ID? Where you want to add ID? You can add ID to any HTML element. Is- Shabana, your question is, sir, span attribute is used for text to change text color? No, just to merge 2 different cells, we use a span, you can say. Can we use single color to cells along side borders? We can use. Yeah, so Moli Krishna, your question was like, how about like footer and header will be fixed and body will move. That we can make by using CSS. Again, okay. So if you have any other question related to table tag, you can ask. We have one property in CSS called visibility, Murali Krishna, that we can use just to make like if you want to provide a scroller for the body of the table, that will scroll and header and footer part will be static. No other questions, guys? Okay, then we can start. Eh, Yes, Nishka, you will get the previous classes recorded video. Okay, don't worry about that.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, hi.
Sir, if you want to give a heading to the nested data, then what should we do?
See, actually, that is not recommended. When you have just one table, no, for that one we use generally like T head, T body, and T foot tag.
Mhm.
Yeah, so I was saying that we can use that T head, T body, and T foot tag in nested tables also, but that is not recommended every time. If it is required to use for the accessibility purpose, go with that. Okay.
Thank you.
Yep. Anyone else? Navina, yeah, will share the code every day in the Google Classroom. I have not checked yet, like whether they have the admin team have added all the students in the Google Classroom or not. Once they will add, no, I will share there in Google Classroom. Don't worry about that. Every day you will get the zip file, whatever we are learning. Okay, fine. So now we are going to start with another topic. First, I'll comment all these things. So we are going to learn about the semantic elements of HTML5. Semantic means meaningful. Okay, meaningful to whom? So it will be meaningful for the screen readers actually, and for Google search engine. Okay, or any search engine. So here we are going to see semantic elements. But before that, I will explain you about the div and span. When to use div, when to use span. Okay. So in HTML, if you are familiar with HTML, you might have seen this div tag many times. Okay. So div is nothing but one division. Okay. One division, nothing else. So let's say if you have a paragraph here, I'm simply going to write here one paragraph. We'll add one, again, another paragraph. So here we have two different paragraphs, but I have wrapped all these two paragraphs inside a division. Okay. So whenever, means what is required just to make a like simple structure of your web page. Okay. So when you will use CSS, no, at that time you will be able to target, hey, like if you have two different divisions, one division is here and another division is, again, I'm going to create, let's say here. Okay, two different divisions are there, but what you want to do, like for the first division, you want to make these two paragraphs in italic form, and for the whatever, like as many divs are there, means if you don't want to change for them, like you can skip that one. So for that, you have to wrap all the elements, whatever you are writing, in a division, or you can say in a group, just to target that element. So for that reason, we use division, but it is not meaningful. Okay. So let's say in case here we have Apple website. I'm going to open this one. So in this website, if you will see here, we have first navigation section. Okay. Then one header we have. Okay. Then we have one section. This is one section from here. One second. One second, guys. Okay. So now I'm going to show you here. We have navigation section, this one. Okay. So this is one division, as you can see. Here we have one division, one separate section here we have. Another section here you can see, this is one header. And after that, from here, we have one section. Okay. Now, if you'll move here, we have another section again. Okay. Here we have another section. After this, here again, we have one another division. Okay. Again, here we have one division. Okay. So just to separate those contents, we have different sections. Okay. So if you want to just like categorize different section, then you have to use one wrapper. Either you can go with the div, or we have some semantic elements. So previously, like before the semantic elements of, I will show you what they used to do. They were using a class attribute and they were giving a name for, let's say, if you have any navigation, no, if you have any navigation, they used to give the class name as nav. Okay. If they have any header section, they used to give name as header, class name. Okay. If they have any like main section, okay, main section, then they used to give main, class name as main, just to target that by using CSS, and they will be able to change that. But this one was not meaningful for the search engines. Whatever class name you are going to use, that we will see in CSS. Don't worry about this. So what they have thought, like W3C guys, what they have thought, like most of the developers are using the same name for the navigation as nav. Header, for header, they are using header only. For main container, they are using main. And one more example I can show you, if I will open here the MDN site, okay, Mozilla Developer Network. So you will see here, if I'm going to open any web technologies, let's say, so you will be able to see here on the side, here we have some links. Okay. If I'm opening HTML, so again, we have some side links that you can see. And by clicking on this, we can navigate somewhere else. So for this kind of thing, when you have any side link or side area, they used to write a class name called aside. Okay. So instead of using this, what they have done, they have created the tag name itself with that class name. Okay. So division, simply you can use first thing, as I have shown you, like you can use this division. Another thing, I will show you like what are the semantic elements. But before that, we have one more thing here. that we can use. Here we have like two different divisions. By seeing, you are not able to understand that, but you can change these things by using CSS. That we will see later. But here, let's say here you have this text and you want to make this one as a bold. So what you have to do, you have to use a strong tag. Okay, a strong tag, and in between you can place that. So we are able to do that. But what if I want to change the font size? Okay, so we do not have any text formatting tag just to change the font size. Okay, so what we can do then, if you want to target any particular element, you can wrap that word inside span tag. Okay, and there visually you are not able to see any changes, but there you can apply the CSS styles. For now, just I'm explaining about the CSS, how you can use actually a span tag later once you will start learning CSS. So here, let's say I'm going to make the color as, okay, red. So from here to here, we are able to change the text color. What if I want to change the font size as well? Font size 20 pixels. Okay. So see, we are able to change the font size as well. Okay. Now, what if I want to make that text italic? So here we are able to do anything. Okay. But instead of this span, what if we will use div? Okay. You might ask. So if we will use div, no, that will be a separate division. So here you can see intentionally it is breaking the line. It is coming in the new line. So div is nothing but a block level element. Whenever you will apply div, no, it will take the 100% width of the like wherever it is, it will check its parent width and it will take the 100% width of its parent. Okay, so that's why I don't want to break the flow of that text. So simply we can use the inline element span and we can apply any CSS rules on that and without breaking the line here. So that text is there in that paragraph only, but we are able to change this, as you can see. So for that reason, we can use div, which is a block level element. Block level element means always it will take the 100% width of its parent, and span is a inline element. We will see what exactly inline in CSS. So inline element, you can place this tag inside any element of HTML and you can target a particular text, or you can change whatever you want to do with the CSS styles. Okay, so this is all about the div and span. Div is nothing but just for the division, span just to target any particular element in between HTML tags. So now we are going to see about what exactly the semantic elements are there, main container tags. So here we have first one is a main tag. So let's say if you have a page, I'm going to save. If you have a page, okay, in that page, like this is the main container. So I'm going to take here first main tag. Inside main tag, I'm going to explain you here. Let's say here we have this container. 1 second. Okay, here we have main container from here to here, as you can see. Okay, this is the viewport, and assume this one is a main container. So you are going to use what here? You are going to use main tag open, main tag close. From here to here we have this. Fine. In between, let's say you have navigation. Okay. In between you have navigation. So what you can do, let's say here you have home. Okay. Then about us. Okay. Services, contact us. So like that, you have some link inside navigation. So here we have this one as navigation. So for this one, we are going to use what? We will use nav tag. So we have here another tag called nav. Whenever you want to put a navigation, you can use this nav tag, and these things you have to use because of the screen readers, even for the search engine, Google search engine. So whenever someone is searching for any navigation or any content which is inside these tags, then your page will rank in the Google search. So here you have nav. Inside that you can use UL tag just to list all those links, and every link you can place here inside list item anchor tag. And here you have, let's say, home. Just one example I'm giving you. See here we have one home link. So like that, as many links or for the navigation you want, you can place here. Okay. Home, services, about us. We have these links, but if you want to make all these things in the same line, we have to use what? We have to use CSS. So here we have navigation. Okay. So navigation we can place inside nav tag. So this again list, and we are able to understand, even the screen reader will be able to understand that this is a navigation of the web page. Next thing here we can place, let's say after this navigation, here we have one header. Excuse me. So directly we have one tag called header. We can place header, and after that in header we have one heading tag. We can place heading tag or button, whatever we want we can place. Okay. Another semantic tag here we have, let's say you want to create a section like this. We have one section for this area. So we can use directly section tag. Okay. And there is no different, whatever tag you are seeing, no, here nav or main or header or section, all those are like container only, as we have seen div, block level element. But just for screen readers and Google search engine, we are going to use these meaningful tags. Okay, that is the best practice actually. When you have any header in your web page, place those contents inside the header container only. Okay. If you want to create a new section like this, here we have one section, then we have another section, again we have this section. So for those many sections, you can place as many sections you want to create, just kind of wrapper. Those many times you have to place the section tag. Okay. In each and every section you might have like different articles. Like here we have one section. Mm, I'm going to show you here in the desktop screen. So here we have half screen for this mobile and a half screen for this another mobile image. So what we can do, inside section we can put a article tag. Okay. Okay. Article tag. So you can place, if you have like in one section two different articles, you can simply go with the two different article tags just to place the content in between. Again, this is also a container. Here inside article tag you can place whatever paragraph you want. Let's say I will show you in real time how actually we use these section tags, article tags. Okay. Once we will develop the website, but just I'm showing you here the semantic container tags. What are the tags are available in the HTML5 that we can use. Okay. Instead of this, you can use div also, but for performance wise and for the like SEO thing, we supposed to use this. Now, if you have any footer Okay. If you have any footer section in your web page, no footer section, then what you have to use? Again, you have footer tag itself. So footer content you can place in between footer tag. Okay. And just for we have seen no here, like for the site content, as we have here, even if I'll open here, no, you will be able to see that. Just I'm inspecting this. So if I'll inspect this, you will be able to see that they are also using actually the aside tag. Here we have this one is a section, one section, and here we have main aside, means we have a side area of this web page. So that's why they are using aside tag that you can see inside aside. Again, we have different sections. So that's why they have created a section over here. If I'll collapse this one, okay, see here, aside and section. So whenever you have that kind of requirement, you can go with the aside tag as well. Okay. So these are the semantic elements available in the HTML5 for the screen readers. I'm saying these are the new semantic elements. Now, we are not going to do anything with these semantic elements right now. Once we will develop the website, then I can show you how exactly we supposed to use this. Okay. So I have commented this one. The last semantic element I'm going to explain you about, that is form. Okay. And we'll learn about the form. So I'm going to start form tag and its element. Okay. Now we'll see what exactly the form tag is. Till now we have seen the static content like paragraph. We were able to change that. We have seen the list items, how to add any list, unordered list, detailed list, okay, or description list. But how about if you want to interact with the web page, if you want to put some information, okay, then we have to use form tag. Okay. But before form tag, I'm going to explain you about the form elements. If you want to submit some data, some information on server, then what you have to do? You have to fill your name, your details, something like that. Okay. So where you will fill that? That I'm going to show you. For that, you need some interactive element where you will write your information. If you have a login screen of any web page, then what you will have there? You will have one username field and password field, and one button will be there uh, with the like login text, like click here to log in. Fine. So whenever you want to add any input field, okay, input field I'm saying on the page, then you have to use input tag. So that we are going to use here. The first one, see, we have input tag, okay, and there is no closing tag for this one. This is also a self closing tag. Either you can write like this, or we can place a forward slash at the end. If we'll save, here we are able to see we have one field, okay, and cursor is blinking, means we can type something here. Okay, fine. But we are not going to place this backward slash, is forward slash at the end, because we have seen in the HR tag, BR tag, Okay, in meta tag, we were not using that / just to close that tag because this is a self-closing tag. So here we have input. So I have used here input, that is fine. We are able to type something, some text, any number also we can type, a special character also we can type. So what type of input field it is, that we have to mention. By default, if you will write input, one input field will appear, but the default type will be here for this one if you are not mentioning type. So you have to use first input tag, and then the first attribute you have to use, that is type. And type you have to mention. So by default, it is text. So there is no change, as you can see. So you have to use input tag, and just to mention what type of element you are going to use, you have to add one type attribute, and then you have to mention the value. So first one is text. So text you can use just for the username things. Whenever you want to write your name or any username, you can go with the input type text. The first thing. Another one we have again. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this one, but before this, I will put a break over here. So we have seen like how to add any input element on the page, and type also we have seen, like we have to mention the type, first one. Second type here we are going to learn about, this is for username. Fine, you can simply mention type text. What if you want to add email? You can say we can use the same field, type text. We are able to type like, let's say abc@gmail.com. Okay, you can use this one, but this is not useful in real time. That I will show you why. Okay, so for that reason, here we have in HTML another type for email, that is input type email. Right now you won't be able to see any difference here between this input type text and input type email, but I will show you what actually is going to happen when you will use input type email. But for now, just I'm showing you here that we have possibilities that we can use input type email. Another type here we have, that is let's say you have username, okay, or your name, email ID, and then password. So type password also is
Password.
there. Yes. So password if you will use, okay. So whatever, see, if I'm clicking, automatically it is able to understand that this is a password field. That's why it is saying use password saved in your Google accounts, but I'm not going to do that. So whatever you are going to type here, no, that will be hidden. Okay, you won't be able to see that. Just I'm increasing the browser font size here. So that is hidden actually. You're not able to see what exactly the text is, but what you can do simply, I will inspect this one. Okay, I will inspect this one. We'll select this pointer icon, see, and we'll target this. So here you can see it is input type password. What if I'm going to change here directly in the browser as text? So, and we'll click outside somewhere. So now whatever text we have typed here, that we are able to see. Okay. And again, if we'll make this one as type as password, see what happened. Now, whatever text you have entered here, that is hidden. So we can use input type password for password fields. Fine. Now, the next type we are going to see, and that is whenever you are submitting your details, they might ask you in the form, like they might ask you about your phone number. Okay, phone number. So at that time, you can simply mention the type as tel.
Tell.
Tel is nothing but telephone. Okay, so if you'll mention telephone here, you are not able to see any changes. It is like normal text field only, input type text. Okay, I will show you what exactly will happen when you will use input type tell in real time. For now, just giving you the introduction only, what type of input fields are available in HTML5. Don't worry about that, like how it will work. Now the next input type here we have, let's say if you want to put like age, okay, age of any person, or if you want to give like height, then you have to use input type number. Guys, could you please put your mic on mute? So here we have number. So if I'll save here, see, right now I'm not able to see any difference, but if I'll hover here, we have, you can see like drop down kind of thing. Okay, so by using up key, see, simply if I'm using up key here, up arrow key, automatically it is increasing the number. So this is the number field. So if you will type from keyboard any character, you won't be able to type. Just number you can type. Dot you can type because that is a valid number. 2 times dot you cannot type because in a number we cannot place 2 times dots. Here we can write like this. But if you will press from your keyboard, as I said, any character, if you will type, you won't be able to enter in that field. But if you will press E, either in a small case or in capital case, that will work because for scientific representation, means exponential number, if you want to enter in the number field. So let's say if you are writing 1E3 is nothing but 10 to the power 3. Okay, so for that reason here E is supported in this field. If you will type E, only once you can type. Okay, because you can write just 1E3, not more than 1, you can use that character. So that's why if you will press letter E, that will work for the number field. Okay, and see, one thing I can show you, 1E3, I'm pressing here simply, and if I'll press up arrow key, automatically it will increment that number. So see, as I said, 1E3 is nothing but 1000. So it is getting incremented by 1, 1001, 1002. Or we can write 1E5. So how much it is, that we can see here, 1 lakh. Okay, so that we can do here by the help, by using input type number. Okay, another type here we have, that is month. Okay, what is the use of month? Now we will see. If you have to add any calendar, just a date pick list kind of thing, then you can use the input type month. So if I'll click here, see, nothing is happening right now, but if I'll click on this icon, we are able to see the calendar. So you can scroll up, see, this is giving the year 2014 Feb. Okay, just you are able to select the month, means Feb 2014, not a date or time. Okay, so if you want just the month and year, you can go with the input type month. Okay, if you'll click here and you will press the up key, see, it is incrementing and decrementing the year number. If you'll click here, see how it is working with the up and down arrow keys. Okay, so you can use here input type month. Another one here we have, that is date. Okay, so here we have date. So the format will be month, date, and year. So here if you will click, you are able to see the date, current date it is showing by default. Okay, and it is taking from the system. You can select any date. See, 24th Feb 2022. Even I can change from here. I can scroll and I can select here 2013 June 4, like that. So you will be able to select the date if you will use input type date. Another type here we have that is date time, but this one is deprecated. Okay, this one is deprecated right now. Here you are not able to see anything. Here you are able to type anything, but if you will open this one in any mobile device, no, it will show you a pop-up kind of thing that you can try it. Okay, but this one is deprecated. Do remember, this date time input type is deprecated. Instead of that, here we have date time local that you can use if you want to date and time. So here we have date time local. So if you will use this one, no, so here we have date, month, year format, then time and seconds. So if I'll click here, you will get date, calendar as well as time. So right now it is showing me the current time by default. So you can change here anything like this, and you can even change the month and year. Okay, so here you can see 24th March 2022 I have selected, and time 10:25. Okay, so when you want to change the AM and PM, that also you can do here, see, with the help of that arrow key, up and down arrow key. Okay, so just for the any calendar event, if you want to add and you want to pick the data from there, so you can use date time local input type. Another thing here we have, sometimes we need just week. Okay, instead of month, calendar, just we need week, and we have like 52 weeks in a year. So here you will have like week count as well. So see, it is selecting the entire week at a time. You can see. So week 5, 2022. Okay. If I'm selecting this one, week 1st, 2022. So like that you can select. Okay. You can increment and decrement also. Now if I'll go and open that one, that is March. And in March we are here, you can see week 10, 2022. So you can select the week by by using input type week. The next input type is after this week that we can use. Here we have image. So when to use input type image, here we have like alternate text without giving anything, alternate text. See, here we have this one as a image. So when we can use this? So right now we do not have any image. So for that you have to add one additional attribute for the input type image, that is source attribute. Okay, like we were using for the image tag. So source attribute here I'm using, and just pressing Control space, I will take any logo or any image here. We'll save this one. So here we have this image. See, so if I'll hover here, we are getting a cursor, pointer cursor. You can see here how it is. So you can make use of this input type image as a button. So image button, if you want, you can use this. Okay, height and width also you can control. See here. Okay, height and width also you can control by using CSS, or I think here the width attribute should work. See here, width 100 pixels. Okay, if I'll keep 10, so how it is, see, and it will work like button only. So I'm going to make this one as 30. See, you can use like this. See, the pointer is getting changed here on hover cursor. Now arrow, pointer. So you can use input type image whenever you want a button with the like image kind of thing. Next thing here we can use instead of this, here we can use instead of this button image, we can use directly input type button. Okay, but if you will save this, no, here we have button. See, we are able to click this, but we do not have any text. So for that one, if you want to provide some like text for that button, you have to add one additional attribute again called the value. And here I'm going to write click here. We'll save this one. So once if you will save, whatever text you will provide no inside value attribute, that will appear here in button. So now we are able to click this one. So this is a normal button. So input type button also we can use. Now, after this, we have another input type, that is submit. Okay, again, if you will use submit and you are not giving that value attribute, then also by default, the text is coming as submit. Okay, but what if you want to change the text? Then you have to use value attribute, and then let's say I'm writing instead of submit, send SMS. Now we are able to change that text. But what is the use of this submit button? Both of them, like normal button and submit button, seems like the same. Visually, you are not able to see the any difference. But let's say if you have a form and you want to submit, these many fields are there, and you have already filled all those data. And finally, if you will click on the submit, no, it is going to submit the data of this particular form to the particular endpoint, whatever you will mention in the form. So right now you are not able to see because I'm not using these elements inside form. I will show you how exactly it is going to work. Okay. Now the next input type here we have, that is reset. So if I will not give any name for this one, again, the value by default, it is taking reset. Like for submit, it was taking submit. So if you want to change the text of this reset button, again, you have to use what? Value attribute. Okay. And I'm going to set it as reset fields. So in one form, you can have just one submit button and one reset button. So reset button, what actually it is going to do when you will use these fields, no, and you want to reset entire form at once, then you can use this reset button. That also I'm going to show you. Don't worry. Okay. Next input field here we have, that is input type color. Okay. So what you can do with the input type color, see, now here we have this field. If you will click here, no, one color picker, you can see is getting populated here. And you can change here the format as well. See, you are selecting the color. By default, it is giving me RGB values, RGB code. You can change it to HSL, means hue, saturation, and lightness, and hex code as well it is providing. Okay, even we have here color picker. So if I want to select the color of this, what we say, the editor, we can simply select here, and the color is 1E, 1E, 1E. Again, if I'll click here and I want the color of this one, so see here it is giving me the color code. So you can make use of this input type color. Okay. Another one here we have, that is input type URL. So when to use this one, input type URL? Visually, you won't be able to see any difference. I will show you what exactly it is. So whenever you have to submit, let's say you have a LinkedIn profile, okay, or you are just applying for any job on naukri.com, and they're asking you to just provide a website URL, okay. If you have any portfolio URL, then in that case you can use input type URL, okay. Next, we have another input type called search, okay. We can use search. So here by saying we are not able to see any difference, but if you will type something, we are getting one here, delete icon or reset icon. If you'll click here, no, it is going to reset the uh, what is that field? It is going to reset that field. So you can place this search bar in your web page somewhere just to search something, okay. When you want to search something, you can place even a normal input type text also, but here that will be like meaningless actually. For screen readers, again, it is going to be helpful once if you will use the input type search. And here we have the additional thing that you can see. We're getting this cross icon just to reset that field, okay. Another one here we have after this, input type hidden, okay. When to use input type hidden? If you will use this, no, you won't be able to see that input type on the page, but it is there, okay. It is there, but you are not able to see. Then what is the use of this? So sometimes in real time you are getting some data which you don't want to display, but that value you want to get in your API or somewhere you want to reference that value, then you can go with the, like here simply you can pass value attribute, you can have 1 to 0, okay. And that value you can fetch by using JavaScript, but it will be not visible on the screen. Then you can use input type hidden, okay. Another type here we have input type, that is file, okay. So what is the use of input type file? Whenever you want to choose some multimedia element, either image or video or any file, PDF document, then you have to use this input type file. And once if you'll click here, no, one pop-up will open and you can target like any element. You can go and select any file, let's say logo. So here we have that name logo.png. Then you can use input type file, okay. Now we have one more input type, that is range, okay. Here we have range. So when to use this one, you might have seen this kind of slider in Flipkart or in Amazon just to change the price range. Just one scenario I'm giving you here. So just to change the price range, so in that case you can use here the input type range, and the value you can retrieve by using JavaScript, okay. Whatever value you are passing, steps you can mention, minimum, max, those things we will see, okay. Now we are going to see another input type, that is radio, okay. So if you have multiple choice question kind of thing and you have to select just one option, let's say here you have to select the gender, male, or female. So right now if we'll click here, we are able to select both, but that should not happen. In real time we supposed to select just one option, okay. So in that case we can use radio, input type radio. But why it is not working? Because we have to group these two fields, and we have to mention that these two radio buttons are from the same group. So for that one, you have to use here one additional attribute called name, and I'm going to mention here as gender. And the same thing you have to mention here as well. Then browser will be able to understand, okay, these two radio buttons are from the same group. So you will be able to select either one of them. Okay, that you can see. Just you have to group that. Another thing here we have, this is for the single selection. What if you want to select multiple options from the list? Then we have to use instead of radio button, we have to use checkbox. And if here I'm giving like about the hobbies or favorite sports, so I can mention here cricket, copy, and we'll paste it here. Football, hockey. So here we have three different options and we can select all of them. Okay, and here also just to group these things, these three checkbox field, we have to mention that same name attribute. So these are the input elements which we have seen are defined in the HTML5 that you can make use of them. Okay, so today I have just explained about these input elements, but tomorrow I'm going to show you the attributes of these input elements. So many attributes are there, and real-time use cases also I will tell you like when to use these things. So for today we are done. If you have any question, you can ask.
Sir,
Okay.
today was my first class. I just wanted to know how many classes has been done and would we get the recordings?
Yes, you will get the recording video, and today was the 6th session.
Okay. Whom should I contact for those recordings?
Prasad, I will share you the details. Actually, if you have paid, you have joined here, no? So they will add you in the Google Classroom, and there
Okay.
only they are going to post those recorded videos, links,
Okay.
and this exercise file, whatever we are doing here, no? I will post this one also.
Okay.
Okay.
Fine. Yeah.
We can use numeric Navina. So see, numeric type is not there. That is input mode that I will show you tomorrow. Why break tag here? Break tag, you know why I'm using? Because if I will not use break tag, let's say here, if I'm not using break tag, and here also I'm not using break tag, that will come in the same line. See here how it is. Okay, so that's why I'm using break tag. After submitted data, how to forward to the server, that we will see tomorrow once we will start the form tag, Raghu. For that we have one attribute called action. There you have to mention the endpoint. Okay, how to place the input box at the desired position. So we can use CSS for that, alignment and all. Don't worry about that. Main tag, repeat again, sir. Before using code, just write the tag usage and purpose of our reference at least in comments. Sure, sure, Shabana, I will do that. Yes, in CSS, Nafis, we can use display block. So each and every field will appear in the new line. Okay, so right now we have not learned yet no CSS. That's why we are doing this hex. Okay, These tags are the latest version of HTML5. Yes, these tags are Naresh, the latest one. Okay, Raju, I'm giving you the admin detail. 1 second. Yeah, Raju, I have pasted the detail in the chat. After click on submit where it store data in server, actually it is stored right now. That will not happen because we are not saving any data on the server end. We are learning about the front end, but I will show you. If you will work with the backend developers, they will give you one endpoint and that you can mention in the action attribute. So whatever data you are going to submit, that will be stored at that particular location. Alok, I think.
Sir, provide me with the admin details also.
Admin details means?
Sir, because today is my first day, sir, and I want to continue this batch. Actually,
So the
I was in another batch at 9:30 a.m. But
Mhm.
because of timing get engaged in the another class, so I was not able to continue that class. So from today, I want to join this class only.
Oh, okay. Actually, the Prasad is only the admin. Okay, so you can call him.
Sir, but I don't have the contact number also.
Contact number and name I have already texted in the chat. No,
No, we haven't received it, sir. Maybe you have sent it for specific person.
maybe. Okay,
I
okay. That's my bad. Okay, fine. Let me. Okay, now are you guys
Yeah,
able
we
to see
have.
that?
Yeah, we have received. Thank you.
Okay, okay. So any other question, guys? If you have, you can. Otherwise, we can wrap up for the day. We'll connect tomorrow again.
Can we have your number?
My number.
Yes.
I can share my WhatsApp group link.
Okay. Sure, sure.
Yeah. So today I'm going to create the WhatsApp group and we'll share tomorrow most probably. So you can join that group. If you have any question at any time, you can like text me on that group. Okay.
Sure.
Yeah,
I will wait.
sure. Yes, someone was asking some question. Please go ahead. No questions, guys?
And what about the Google Classroom? I don't have any information about this. How can I add?
Actually, the admin person will add you. Right now, I'm also not been added in that Google Classroom
Okay.
for this batch. Once they will
Mhm.
add, you will get all those recorded videos and whatever exercise files we have. No, I will post there.
Okay, sure, sure. Thank you.
Yep, no problem.
So can we leave the class? I think
Yeah,
class is
yeah. So
done.
if you do not have question, I already said that. So feel
Okay.
free to leave.
Okay. Thank you. See you tomorrow. Bye.
Yeah, bye.
thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Hi,
Bye, everyone.
Thank
hello,
you.
Yeah, hello.
sir. My name is Khalil.
Yeah, Khalil. Yeah, tell me.
I am trying to log in today, so but I missed this class section. How can I get this video?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. The admin person, most probably not today, then tomorrow. Uh, they are going to add you in the Google Classroom, and there only they will share the video URL with one password. Okay, so you can
Okay.
access those recorded videos. And if you
Okay,
have
sir.
any question in that, you can ask.
So I wanted to join service now, sir.
Okay, okay.
These three courses, how after this completion of 3 courses, we can completely learn about these three these 3 courses. So is it helpful for service now?
Service now, in that what language you use? I'm not sure about the service now. See, here you are going to learn about HTML, CSS, JavaScript, jQuery, and related to this language, whatever library or framework is there, you will be able to understand. If in service now also the same thing is there, you can.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, Raju, if you are in .NET batch, you can join this one also. As per you, AngularJS is better or React.js? See, it's like totally depend on the project, and even if you will see in the market, then React.js is in the most uh, in demand actually, and this is very easy to learn because the syntax and everything will be similar to the JavaScript. Okay, guys, then we'll connect tomorrow if you do not have any question. Okay, good night.
Good night, sir.